We had to make a new house! This asshole! Ow. That seemed like such a better idea in my brain.
It did.
It did. I'm Jacob.
I'm Ray.
That's Emmy. She's making...
the giant white thing right here, that's a cat. Oh, that's an image.
And I am, we're here. Hi, I'm a Weekend.
And I'm a movie bro.
No, I'm a Weekend.
I'm a movie.
And she's a bro.
He's in a mood, to let everybody know. He's in a mood. So the last commentary we watched was Malignant, and that was a whole thing. And Jacob, once again, is bringing down the house with his first pick of Horror Month for commentaries. And Jacob, what are you bringing to our deathly table of dirt and riches?
Well, today is October 1st, as one would know. Zachary, did you know that?
Yes.
Okay.
So when you think October 1st, you think the beginning of October, beginning of Halloween. And what's the movie Jacob picked?
Hold on.
You're pausing this introduction for text. It's Escape Room Tournament of Champions extended cut.
Why do you gotta do that?
No, you wasted it because you had to text somebody.
I did. Stop it. So we're gonna watch Escape Room 2. Mostly because we watched Escape Room 1.
We had a great time with it.
We had a great time. I knew he was gonna like it because I'm great at that. And sorry, it was not necessary.
It wasn't.
I know.
But you did it anyway.
I did it anyway. And so we're gonna watch Escape Room 2 Tournament of Champions. I saw this in theaters when it came out. I had major issues with the third act specifically, but supposedly, because we're watching the extended cut, which I've never seen before.
So this is a whole new thing this is my first time seeing the movie in general, so.
Supposedly, this is the better version. This is the director's original version. It has a lot of cameos and stuff that I didn't know about, and it changes up a lot of different things. The opening's different. The ending is different. That type of thing.
So I had a question for you. We've been watching a lot of extended and or director's cuts lately.
Sure.
This
truly is the way to go.
It is, but don't you feel like that this is the movie you should have gotten in theaters to begin with?
Well, from what I understand, basically the reason why this is not the movie we got in theaters is because they were hoping that this would do better when it came out, and it didn't do well because the first one did phenomenal when it came out, like phenomenal for like a low budget horror film, and
the budget was increased a little bit for this one.
Yeah,
was it not?
It is. It's bigger because the first one did so well, and so they gave it a little more of a chance, and it didn't do really well. And so when they shot this one, they shot several different ways, to open it, to close it, which is not that abnormal for a horror film to do.
No,
because it twists and stuff in case anything leaks. If the movie comes out, it might not be the same thing that leaked.
Right.
Like, for instance, Endgame had like 5 endings, which is not a horror film, but it had like 5 endings type of thing. And that's because they were worried that if anything leaked, that it wouldn't really affect the actual, viewing experience.
Yeah. And
a lot of movies do this. This is not very odd.
And TV is starting to dip this as well. If you guys remember Mandalorian last year for season 2 with Luke, leaks are going around that it was Plo Koon that comes in and gets the child, but we find out in the behind the scenes that came out earlier this year that it was actually Luke, and so they did that as a way to vague us from getting out the actual information. So I understand that from that point of view, but let's say we watch this and you thoroughly enjoy it more. Will that disappoint you more knowing that this will not continue on?
Because let's watch it and see if it doesn't set up a sequel.
So will it's just like this is a 2-movie thing and done?
Yeah, 2-movie thing and done. If it sets up a sequel, then we can talk about disappointings or not. Also, because I do know the theatrical version, I kind of remember it. Not going to lie, I don't fully remember it. Like the opening, I don't really remember what the opening is. It's like the only thing that's like really not happening in my brain. I know that the original opening has like a recap of the first movie.
Yeah, that I know.
Which is fine. Very common. It's not that big a deal to me personally. I'm assuming this one probably will not have a recap, is my best guess. I could be wrong. I'm going to talk about the changes and stuff at the very end of the review for people who are curious or whatever. Because Zachary, I know, will be curious because of certain people that were in my version I have not heard are in this.
So going into this, you liked the first one, right?
Loved the first one.
So what were your expectations going into
extremely high
theatrical?
Extremely high.
And theatrically standing, besides the third act, like, was there any like
I
tonal
really-
issues or?
No, it was just the third act. Simply the third act. I didn't like a lot of choices. I didn't agree with a lot of things.
Mhm.
I think it really just ended up falling apart
By the end.
by the end. The strings unraveled horrifically, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So do you think that this is trying to be like a PG-13-esque version of Saw?
Definitely. And I'm really hoping that this one realizes that
Because they set up a really good ending with the first one, you know, like the corporation doing all of this. Zoe and her friend Ben are the only two that escape the escape rooms in the first one, and so now their whole vendetta is to go find and try to, you know, take on this company, and then shits and shenanigans ensue.
Yeah.
That's the basis of what I know about the movie.
Yep. All right, let's watch.
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to use Zachary the remote because he is listening with the remote today.
Because Zach's brilliant and figured this out for Malignant. Otherwise, there will be no commentaries going on right now.
Yeah, they're done. All right, I'm on the ground.
Which means I dictate when this starts.
I mean, I could technically take it from you.
Let's not.
Like this. All right. I have one headphone in. I hope it's the
I have to say, I like this setup here better.
What do you mean?
Of like how we look. Like everything looked like really afar and how we originally did it.
Well, yeah, that was because normally someone's sitting back there in that corner.
This helps.
And I just was like, I want to sit on the floor. Will I eventually probably move up there?
Probably.
Yeah, but I've already seen it. Your reaction's the one that's important. But I've not seen this version. It's also not rated, so I'm curious if there's anything different with that as well. If it's bloody, the first one's a little bloody, second one's a little bloody. If there's any other curse words or whatever type of thing. I mean, it's stressful situations. Fucks and shits.
Did Escape Room have an extended cut to it or no?
No. Mm-mm. This is the first one in this franchise to have one. And the director did say this is his preferred version. Like if you're going to watch it,
which is usually how it goes. I mean, it's really weird if you find a director who doesn't like the director's cut of their movie.
Pause it.
You're not plugged in, are you?
I plugged it in. Which there's a joke there. No one's gonna make it.
No.
Guess that's fair.
Well, all we got through was the Sony logo, so they can't be any major copyright infringements. Who knows? But for safety reasons, we're going to start the film over.
No, what? Oh, okay. Hit play. Oh, yep, she's there. Okay. She said hi. She said hi. Oh, my word.
Is it loud for you? Yeah?
Yeah, I know every word. Dun,
No
dun,
words
dun,
are-
dun, dun, dun.
Stay tuned tomorrow, guys, because we're going to have the podcast tomorrow.
It won't go up until Sunday.
Yeah.
So don't stay tuned until tomorrow, as it won't be there.
Sunday, expect for us to talk about Venom and stuff.
Oh, that's better. I'm very curious.
An original film. Well,
Because it's smart. Because in case you've never seen the first one, but you want to watch the second one, you don't need to watch it. You know? I know, you don't like it.
No. I've never liked this at all.
But it has to be done.
No. How many sequels do you see do a recap at the beginning of the movie?
A lot of them, actually.
I never watch. I don't want to get into it.
It's fine.
It's a difference of opinion.
I felt very Resident Evil.
I would agree.
It's not a very good first time.
And that looks like the Cyborg logo.
That looks like Spiral, which is different.
So I have to ask, out of the two like puzzle-based horror films,
hold on. You're already huffing and puffing, and we're not even to begin to blow the house down. I might turn down the light. What do you think? Is it too washed out, do you think?
What do you mean?
The screen? No?
She's like, well, that's 5 minutes wasted. What am I going to now?
It's a interesting bathing suit.
Interesting cut.
Well, that's not spooky at all.
That looks like a poorly made umbrella. But I guess it's tiny things that make people happy.
Think about it though. I mean, this girl never sees her dad. Probably has an iffy relationship with the mother, and she results to, just being by herself, and those trinkets really are what kind of keep her sane. I wouldn't know from experience in that scenario. I'm just saying.
Um, um, I think her relationship with her mom is about to get a little bit more complicated.
That is some way to
Fuck with someone?
drive your sex life.
What?
It's a turn on for him. Feels some power.
I didn't get that vibe.
This is a. He holds the power. He can save her right now if he wants to or not. Think about that for a second. That house, every room, booby trapped some way. When was the first one? I forget.
Like what year?
Yeah.
2019. Sorry, feels like a very different movie.
Excuse me. Oh, that's the kid?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of effed up.
It feels like they made like a completely different film.
Already?
Yeah. It just feels completely different. Zachary, does that face look familiar from any other movies we've watched here recently?
As of recent? Like how recent?
Like, very recent.
He's from Some of the Darkness, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Was he the one that was, high as a kite most of the time?
He's the one that liked Val.
Wait, the guy with the long hair?
Not the middle one, but the one on the side.
That explains.
When they're on in the chairs.
Yeah,
Not the middle one.
the guy
The one on next to him. Not the one that liked the other girl, but the other one.
You're confusing me.
This is Zach, what are you doing?
Go.
No, you don't. Oh. Okay, that's the wrong one. It's the wrong one.
It's the extended cut.
It's not the version that we were watching.
What are you talking about?
Go back. Go back. Go up. Go hit back. Go up. Go to My Voodoo. My Voodoo. Guys, he stopped the movie. And click on that movie. Hit resume. And don't touch the fucking remote again.
It wasn't my fault.
It obviously was. Just sit on the cat.
I did, but my hand hit it.
Just sit on the table. You wouldn't just sit on the table. Oh my gosh. This is why I control the remote, guys. Did you have to say that? My back kind of hurts.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
A really messy dream.
I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of nice seeing New York as New York and not, infested with superheroes and people are shooting stuff with lightning. It's nice.
Okay.
Just want to be up front. Hey, is that?
I can look her up.
She looks like she's from High School Musical series.
Oh no, it's not her.
Oh, wait, never mind. You don't have to look it up then.
Oh, she's from Pose.
I saw it.
It's okay. She's also gonna be an Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. Don't know how everything relates back to DC, but it does. You see your Marvel.
Some way, shape, or form. Man, you thought wolves were a problem. Could find the reference, I can say it. A lot happened there. Oh man, don't piss her off. She might have a malignant.
So Zachary's nervous. You can tell by the comments.
Hey, that was a good one. Nothing beats your joke from earlier.
Nope. I mean,
Did anybody not see what the shape of the speaker was? Hello?
Everybody take a shot. Ah. Did you see his throat muscles?
Yeah, and he's moving. It's like watching Survivor and Big Brother. Intermittent relationships and a bunch of challenges.
Trust, lies, betrayal. Who will go home next?
I'm Julie Chen Moonbez, and this is Munoz.
No, I'm here. I'm Jeff. Just Jeff.
You know what this movie did, and the first one did too? Made me not want to do escape rooms.
That's fair.
Wow, look at their budget.
It got increased.
Look at that lightning. Shining bright like a
I
diamond.
love how you're like, I like seeing New York without the lightning.
I know. Damn it. Man, she got stuck in the wrong outfit.
In her defense, she didn't necessarily know.
What a shocking revelation.
But you do realize that not most escape rooms are like this, right? Oh.
Any guesses, Zachary?
Not.
No. There you go.
My bad.
This is so dope. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not into this movie at all until about right now. I thought that opening was completely boring.
I think they're just trying to give context.
Yeah, but this is, you know, why Saul messed up. It's because they reveal what Jigsaw really was. I don't like the people behind the.
And I guess you'd probably like the original version.
I don't like knowing the person behind it. It adds mystery to it.
Yeah, but also, if there's not going to be a sequel, then you kind of
Then
want it.
Then I get that. Yeah.
So, no. I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see how it ends. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's dead. I could have told you that. That man held on to an electric current. Welcome back.
That'd be so terrifying. It's like a lot of electrocution, you know? So I won't stay very long. Notice me. I just did. You haven't noticed, Peyton. Zach looks unsure.
I am.
And he is picking his nose a little.
Huh?
And he is picking his nose a little. Yes. Yes, you do. Protect means I'm the light of these, the three of us. You are welcome.
Thank you, Peyton.
I'm just paying attention. It's all right. It's not as good as the first one. This, you guys are watching this one, or you guys watching Free Guy tomorrow? I want a hug and an Uber for free. Does sound pleasant. Oh, cool. That's a good double feature.
What are they doing?
This and Free Guy.
Peyton, I think you're gonna love Free Guy. Or you could be upper ground. You don't know.
They fell underground.
You don't know which way is up right now.
I guess that's true. Oh, I've not watched Monster House in forever.
Oh, that's a great Halloween movie. I used to play all the time on Cartoon Network.
I thought our first 3D film was Spy Kids. Well, that's the first one I remember.
What?
Our first 3D film.
Was it Monster House?
See, I thought it was Spy Kids.
I thought it was Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Did we see Shark Boy and Lava Girl in theaters?
We might have.
All questions I don't know answers.
Well, we're gonna go see a 3D movie tomorrow.
Yep. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, they crushed
A lollipop?
Yeah.
The key inside it? You care a little bit. Jeez, right, Spy Kids was first. My bad. Okay, that's what I thought. Because I can very much remember seeing Spy Kids.
I remember Spy Kids vividly. That movie blew our mind.
Because I think that was like the only 3D movie I've ever seen where I was like, yeah, that's 3D. Sorry.
Mm.
No.
Whoa. That's trippy.
That's how loud my headphone is.
We can listen to the movie like that.
We saw Monster House, Mom's Family, and even the box of our snacks. Oh, I don't remember that. But yeah, I remember because Grandma was like, "We should go see Monster House," and I was.
That's
Ow.
a wow. That's a deep cut for a lot of blood.
That's funny. Just a lot of puzzles for one room. That's a good catch. I don't know if I would be able to make that catch. The worst game of hopscotch. Well, what do you think of
That one.
That one was better.
You like that one better?
Yeah.
Oh, my computer's gonna die.
Oh, well, that's not good.
I came prepared.
Between your headphones and my headphones, I can hear the film just fine. Yeah, Jacob, they're underground, all right. God, he's annoying. Anchor. Sorry. Bunch of dead crab.
It actually didn't do that bad.
What didn't?
This.
How much did it make?
So the budget was only $15 million.
Really?
Yeah.
That's okay. Credit where credit's due. It's impressive.
And overall worldwide gross made 51, which on like a normal budget, that's pretty bad.
But on a $15 million, they could do something else with it.
But compared to the first one, was made on a $9 million budget.
You are fucking kidding me.
No.
$9 million budget?
Yeah.
How much did it gross?
155 million.
Okay, so it's 100 million backwards.
Like, for instance, the U.S. alone
yeah.
grossed the amount of money that this one made worldwide.
So I mean,
but it was also came out during a pandemic, and if I'm not mistaken, its release date was in July, which wasn't exactly the best month to be releasing movies in.
I don't get it. Why don't you just? I was gonna say, why don't you just cut? Oh, this is what she's afraid of: sinkholes.
Yeah, all that sand down her throat.
Wow, she's cleaned up quickly.
Hmm?
She's cleaned up quickly.
She's still covered in sand.
There he is. Come on, preacher boy. The one thing I love about this movie, though, so far, it is practical as shit.
You're really enjoying the effects and stuff.
Oh my god, yeah.
Wow.
Dude, Sleever.
You okay over there, Zachary? Are you stressed?
Oh, well, okay.
What?
Not happy with that choice.
But you said he was annoying.
No, but it was her fault. She's so headstrong on, actually defeating this company when in reality, you play the game, you get to them. You can't cheat that kind of game.
In her defense, she cheated the last time.
But do you think they would update it to where that can happen again?
And Zachary's in her ear saying, yes, yes, it is. It is your fault. What's wrong? Talk. It's a movie commentary. You're supposed to talk through this.
There a character in the first one that was working with the company? If I'm remembering, like there was a person within the group that was working with them.
No.
No. I don't know. I feel like there's more to this than what they're saying. Unfortunately, I know what this is. The trailer gives us away. I could be wrong. So see, in the end, her decision to take the shortcut lost them men. So that was a bad decision on her part. Use your jacket that will dissolve.
Could you imagine being rained acid
I
rain?
don't want to.
Like, that's really bad.
That's clever. That was the whole point. Wow.
What?
That was a really cool visual.
Them burning?
Like the body would go like this and went down. I will say this one, for $15 million, the budget was used very well. You were breached by your own daughter, dickwad.
Let's see.
Whoa! Oh! We know this room.
We do. Yep. Mm-hmm. They changed it. Jesus Christ.
You've done nothing for her. You kept her in a fucking box. Still different?
What?
Still different?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Oh, that's a callback. It's from the first one.
Both those rooms are from the first one.
That was such an a audio.
Yeah, I thought
Thank you.
I thought very much.
That should have
too.
felt like sincere instead of went, thank you. And
More than likely that they probably didn't have it at all, and then they were like, "Oh no, that didn't play well," and then they did the ADR for it.
wow. This movie is deep with layers. It's not a basic biscuit. I won't say that word.
Bitch.
Thank you.
It has all the layers. Oh, okay, we're good. Don't pause.
Make up your mind, sir.
All right, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of things to talk about.
Okay.
Like a lot of things. So go ahead and pause it or turn it off or whatever.
Before we get into the changes made from theatrical to extended, I first want, because I haven't seen this movie, I want to get my overall impression.
Yeah, totally.
This is an inferior sequel in every way, shape, and form. I did not, unlike in the first one, I did not care about anybody at all. I don't think they gave us enough time to really appreciate and understand the characters except for Zoe and Ben. Was Ben that way in the first one too?
Yes.
Like to that extent?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember if I liked Ben or not in the first one. I like Zoe, but she made choices in this movie that I don't understand. They would have gone all would have gone the same direction they went in the fridge. I think character-wise, she's smarter than that, and she just wanted to get out. There were some really good effects in this movie. Some really good effects for $50 million. They really spent their money well on certain things. That's the highlight for me. Is that room? Is the bank? The bank one was my favorite room. Like I said at the beginning of the movie, I'll say it right here. If this does go on now for a third, to me, this is where Saul. This is where from people. This is where Saul loses people. Is when they, find out how the traps work.
Well, it really just depends on who you are. Because personally, for me, I found it much more intriguing when we started to dive in to what Saul was. Like the first Saw movie, which I don't know if you've ever seen or not.
I've seen.
Okay. It really is just about trying to figure out. It's a straight mystery, right?
Yeah.
The second Saw movie, because you know who he is or whatever.
Right.
It's not, and they go down a different path or whatever. You
Yeah.
still have all the traps and stuff, but I felt like it had so much more layers and things, which is why I was really, really excited to see this particular thing, which I'll explain in a minute when we want to get into that whole part of this thing. So I had to say I disagree.
It's fine.
My main issue with this particular version of this film is I liked a lot of things that they changed, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
And you can decide on your own if you like the original way better. I really hated what they did in the third act. So I much prefer that.
So before we get into it, that was a different ending.
We'll get into it. But the whole daughter being evil or whatever, that's a Saul thing.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's a fully on Saul thing, and so under that line, I felt that was very predictable.
Yeah.
Well, your gas makes me believe that maybe it can catch you off guard, though.
Yeah.
But I found it to be kind of predictable, in my opinion. Like, as soon as she kind of showed up or whatever, I had a strong inkling that... Oh, Emma, what are you doing? I had a strong... I had a strong inkling that that's where this was headed, in that direction, and things, in my opinion. But
I thought the directing was decent. I think the way they maneuvered, specifically in the beach scene, I thought that one, like directing wise, was really cool in how they did that. But what I liked about the first one so much is that we were able to understand these people, like why they were coming from, and it felt like each trap was meant for a specific person within the group. It didn't feel like that here.
Well, that, very interestingly enough, that was because it was about somebody. This whole thing was about somebody.
It was about the mom.
It was about the girl. It was about her.
Is her name Sonia?
Yeah. No, I guess it was about the mom.
It was about the mom.
Yeah, I guess it was
because the mom was blind and not seeing love.
Yeah, we are totally giving away spoilers.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. So if you want to hop off, Peyton, so you do not get spoiled, we are spoiling everything. So, yeah. Okay, back to what you're saying.
But like, blinded by love, like she's so blinded by her daughter that she doesn't know how to help her. The pawn shop, you're pawning off your kids, that kind of thing. So the layers make sense, and blood money with it all makes sense when you look at it from it. And I understand that, like, but what I liked about the first one was that each puzzle was meant for a specific player. I understand it's called Tournament of Champions, therefore they can't just do the same things over and over again. But it added more stakes to it because, like, you knew, like, a specific person knew exactly what to do in that scenario. Whereas we're here was more aggravating for me watching the people do it. Was everybody was so sporadic, like no one was listening to anybody. Whereas in the first one, they were all working together really well. You could definitely tell this was people that just wanted to get out of there and be done with. The priest guy annoyed the fuck out of me in that moment because I was like, dude, you know what you're doing, but just stop where you're headed. Just stop. And the fact that he passed out, it's those choices that make me upset. I'm like, duh, it's so aggravating. I don't know what you saw. I thought the ending was interesting. It left it open for a third if they want to do a third.
Yeah, this is not the angle they're going to go with, though. So, just to give you a heads up.
I definitely need to watch the other one now. I technically just need to watch the ending of the third.
I'm just going to tell you, so it's okay. It's fine.
But, if that was the direction they were going to go, I kind of would have been pulled out of the movie a little bit more. Going into the next film, like exploring more about Munoz and her, and diving more into how the traps were made, and we get out of the traps and like the rooms, and we just focus on the destruction of this company. That to me will automatically take me out.
No, I have a feeling what will probably happen if they would have go forward, but that's which I said. If they do make a third one, they're not. But if they would go forward with this one, I feel like it's going to be more like new people. Going
Zoe,
so they would be out, but she would be making new, like, places, more escape rooms, and so a whole new group of people would come in. So it'd go back more on the line, like I said, of Saw, where we know who the game maker is now, which was a big thing.
Yeah.
And now we'll get to.
But wasn't there always like a standing character within Saul, like that there was like one person besides him that we followed throughout the series? I don't know.
They have several characters. That's not true. They have several characters that pop up multiple times.
Yeah.
But there is no main character to Saul except for the game maker.
And so and it worked well with Saul because you didn't have him really to get behind. They've now established Zoe with 2 movies. If you go off of that scenario now, it's hard to get behind.
Let me know what your rating is.
This gets a 3.25 out of 5.
Okay.
I think it could have been a lot stronger than it was.
I think that's probably right.
It opened not great. The middle of this movie, the actual like room part, is where it should shine, and it does. And then the ending is just, we'll see you for 3.
Okay,
but you know more than I do.
I know so much more, and like I said, this could either change your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You might end up liking this so much better
because of what you
saw. What I'm about to tell you, or you could be like, no, that was way better.
Which one did you prefer?
This one.
This one.
I preferred this one 100,000%. So the beginning is completely new, does not exist in the original.
How's the original movie open?
The original movie opens with Zoe and Ben living their lives.
Really?
They are contemplating going back. Zoe keeps asking, we need to do this, we need to do this. Ben keeps pushing it off.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't start at the plane station where she runs out. It starts before that. Her teacher is the one who tells her, oh, you should probably go take that trip to New York because you keep having all these problems. Maybe it'll make you feel better.
Interesting.
Type of thing. Which wasn't a bad opening. I'm not gonna lie. We knew the characters, and so it did start.
Which opening did you prefer?
Well, we're getting there because I much prefer this ending. I much prefer this opening.
Okay.
It's all about the ending. It's all about the ending.
Okay.
Because I don't think it hindered anything. You knew exactly what they're doing. It just added more context that they're doing this.
Gotcha.
Type of thing.
Was the middle pretty much the same?
Middle was exactly the same. There was nothing changed.
So really, it's just the beginning of this movie and the ending.
The ending is completely different.
So what's the ending in the theatrical version?
She falls down into
So after she's in the cab, they melt and she
there
falls.
Is no acid there. The acid rain is there, but it does not show them falling. That really cool sequence.
That was really cool.
That's only in the extended cut. That's not in the.
I have to say, I appreciate it, and especially when these movies we get to see it happen because it makes it more real. I hate when they just go, woo.
Yes, that's how the theatrical is. They just go, woo.
That wouldn't work for me.
And Deborah Ann Woolf's character from the first one comes back.
But she does.
So it's kind of the same thing. They used it again here. I liked it much better here. And they used the line that a lot of people use: if you don't actually see them die, do they die? We didn't actually see her die.
Okay. So
she got caught by a net, and she's the game maker of all these rooms. She is making all these rooms for them. Ben pops up. The drowning scene, which is not in this movie. What?
Time. So wait, she is the daughter.
Yes.
In that scenario.
She was being forced to. They told her that they would kill her daughter. She wouldn't do this, and they wanted to kill Zoe. So she had to set up all these rooms. And the story for her daughter's name is Sonia. And so it's all these different pieces for her type of thing.
Wow, man. We did watch 2 very different films.
2 very different films. And so Ben survives or whatever. They figure out a way. They both survive. She, I think, survives, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really know. Like I said, her showing up at all really just, I was gone. I was done. As soon as she showed up on screen, I
weren't happy.
I was just mad. I was pissed off.
Explain your aggravation. Why were you mad?
It didn't make any sense. Logically, it didn't make any sense. She was a Marine. How is she designing all these very complicated rooms? If there's this, there's that. You have to watch it to rate. It made me mad. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then I'm also not someone who likes watching movies that tease something but don't go through with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So the first one teased that we might get to figure out who the people are running Minos, this company. We never know.
The upper.
They're always
the upper. People.
Yeah, it's completely silent. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
There is no answers to that whatsoever in the original cut of this movie.
Okay.
Whatsoever. And then it ends. So they go to the police station. She gets her necklace back because the cop gives it to her.
Okay.
Type of thing.
Jesus.
She shows him the phone. They start to believe it, but they're not fully believing it. And then she decides that she is ready to go on a plane to go home. And instead of being an actual plane, it is an escape room.
And that's when the movie ends.
And it ends with the plane starting to go down.
Isn't that in the trailers too?
Yes, there is. That scene is in the trailer, and then the scene of him drowning or whatever is also in the trailer. And
that is nowhere in this movie.
That is a part of the other ending.
Is Deborah Ann Wool at all in the trailers?
No. She was a complete surprise. But I much prefer this over the fact that I found this to be much more logical. I thought personally that the planning out that it was her mom or whatever, I much preferred. I have a strong feeling what probably happened, which happens a lot, is it was the same exact reaction you had, is that audiences did not test well to this. They weren't happy with it. They were
because it gave a.
They weren't happy.
It gave a face to the maker. So
they were like, you have to go back and you have to reshoot. So they reshot.
And so they gave the face of the maker instead of this girl. They gave it to Deborah Ann. Okay.
But she was under kidnapped, so you don't actually get to know who's making. She made these specific rooms for Zoe because,
Yeah, she played with her, so she would.
Yeah, type of thing. And there's a whole explanation of things, but.
Wow. See, now this is when director's cut is an important word because those are two very different movies.
Yeah.
I mean, just because the middle of the film is the same.
It is. I mean.
Doesn't mean the beginnings and endings of films are ultimately what you leave upon when you leave a theater. Either how the movie begins with your adventure and how it ends. And judging by his reaction, I think his adventure was a lot more better going on this ride than it was the original.
Yeah.
So, what did you give the theatrical when you got out?
I think it was like a 3.
Okay. So, how much did for the director's cut of Escape Room 2, Tournament of Champions, what would it go up to in regards to it adding what you preferred?
Like a 3.5 to a 3.75.
Okay.
Still much prefer the first one. I thought the first one was extremely more enjoyable.
Well, also for me, the first one's better because before the sequel part happened, it was original.
Also, not exact. This is the first popular escape room horror film to get, but there's been a bunch before it. They just been really niche, very small, little films or whatever. I've seen quite a few of them actually. And either way,
do you think raising the budget caused a problem for this movie?
No, a lot of people really like the fact. A lot of people actually, when they saw this, their exact reaction was, "This is too fucking short," which was my reaction as well. Short. No, this is like 10 minutes longer than the original. So. This one felt much longer, which I liked. So that was a big problem a lot of people had. And a lot of people also had a problem with the fact that there wasn't as many rooms because they're bigger. They're more elaborate. They take more time to do. They spent a lot more money on these rooms.
Whereas
so they can't
in the
have
first one,
7
they have
rooms.
like
So a lot of people were mad that there wasn't enough rooms. And then the first one, there are certain puzzles that you can play with them.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas this one, it felt very much like you couldn't play the game with them.
I don't know. I felt like the train one, once you understand what was going on, you could play that one. That one and the seashore one, you couldn't play.
And, yeah, definitely the last one you could not play.
At all.
But also, that's them doing a story element, so it makes more sense that way that you couldn't play it. You know what I mean? Not every puzzle needs to be solvable by us. But it is kind of fun to play in the escape room with them, so you can yell at the screen, being like, "No, what the fuck are you doing? You got to do that," type of thing. And so some people thought either they figured it out too easily, or there was way too many coincidences.
I think I agree with the latter half of that. I think type
of thing.
Her figuring out the welcome back thing with the letters, or.
No, I think anybody who would look at that sign would see that it would be welcome back. Yeah, I think that was a pretty obvious one. I think the problem, Blade, is that the first one, it set up its characters. Each room was designed after the characters. Yeah. So you started to care for them. You started to realize, and you got to know them. Whereas this one, because we didn't get to see all the other tournaments that they were a part of, you didn't actually get to know the characters,
No.
which means you're only rooting for Zoe and Ben to survive. And so when they start solving all these puzzles, you're like, how do you know that? Because I don't know you. I don't know what you are like. I don't know your background. I don't know who you are.
Because wasn't Zoe the only one that knew that Rachel had that thing with where she couldn't feel? And so that's why she was able to hold the cup with the acid rain.
Yeah.
So it's like that. What this puts me to believe is that this would be a great show. Like, you could set up like 6 people, and throughout the season, you go like episode 1's one room, episode 2 you get time to take a break, you talk to everybody, episode 3 be room, yada 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 yada. I think that'd be a great way to continue on with this, because with a movie,
too bad Sony does not have a streaming service.
I know, and what aggravates me about it is that, you know,
I mean, I guess they could send it to Stars.
The characters, if they're developed well, they work, and that's what the first one did so well.
Like, for instance, when people died in the first one, you weren't aggravated that they died.
I was upset when Deborah Ann Wool died. You know, I was upset when, you know.
Well, I mean, in that version, she did die.
Yeah.
Sad.
You know that, and honestly, I can only say that one room in this movie was good. All the rooms in the first one had a stake to them, like the ice one. You know, trying to figure out the cold part. Their first room where they had to figure like the sauna, which was kind of a cue to this one with the sauna with Ben at the end. I don't know. This definitely did not live up to the expectation that I had, which is really weird because I had no expectation for Escape Room to begin with, and I really liked that movie.
That's kind of how I felt as well. I went and saw it because of Deborah Ann Wool, and so I was like, yeah, sure, it could be kind of fun.
And it turned out to be a lot of fun.
And it was a great thriller that shocked me and shocked a lot of people, which is why a lot of people.
The other good thing I liked about the first one more than this one is that the pacing was so much better in 1 over 2. Like, it moved, like it just kept going. Whereas with this one, they lingered too long on some of the rooms, like where the other one, like, you knew that the pace was there. You had to go.
And that is only because the rooms are bigger. There was a lot more different things that they had to do, which is, like I said, a very big complaint. And so if they probably do a third one, once again, they'll start with the plane sequence because this is not the one that people saw. So this ending is not canon, technically.
Which sucks.
Yeah, like I said, it really just depends on how you feel. But they'll probably go with the plane one, which means Ben and Zoe would be back to do it again.
Which means they'll probably die in the first one, and that's how the movie starts. And we go back to like maybe like a month later, we start a new group of people. Maybe,
who knows? To be honest with you, who knows? And they could just be like, Zoe is our main character. This is who we're doing it with. Because in that one, she didn't take down the organization.
In this one, it felt.
She didn't technically, because obviously the girl was evil.
To be honest, if this is where the series ended, because you know they took down like a majority of like the main part of New York, I'd be fine. This would be a great duology of movies then at that point, because you get the mystery in the first one, and you get kind of got like the finality in this one. So it would work out if they didn't continue on with it if they didn't want to.
Well, guys, that is Escape Room. For the rest of October, we do have a few fun movie commentaries. Zachary will be choosing a horror film of his choice. He has a few choices on that matter.
Yes.
The plan is to watch Dune at some point as well, the original Dune. I know, I agree, but I think it's gonna be kind of.
If you agree, then why?
I think it's gonna be a genuinely like a fun commentary. I personally, however, originally the plan was to watch it before the new one comes out.
Yeah.
But I personally believe that we should wait and watch the new one first,
and then
react to the old one.
So say do Dune in October and then do 1987 in November?
Well, no, I don't. Well, I want to see Dune, the new one, first to debate if we're going to do a movie commentary at all to it.
Yeah.
It's really long. It might not be worth it. Well, I want to wait and see and watch it first. But after that one, then we sit down, and if we only react to the old one, that's fine. It's not the big a deal. Because there's much more. They try to do a lot more in the original Dune. And so it's mostly just for Zachary's sake that I want to hold out, just because of spoilers and stuff. I don't know how confusing that Dune is. I don't know if you'll understand anything, so it might not matter. But you could understand things, and it could ruin the movie that you're going to go see. And you don't know anything about Dune except sandworms. So, you know what I mean?
Well,
so,
spice.
Yeah, but you don't even know what that means. You just know it's there.
So the ideas that I'm having for commentaries for the month, like again, this is definitely more in Jacob's wheelhouse than mine.
We'll be having, just like last year, we will be having a commentary on Halloween.
Yes.
A horror commentary on Halloween. That is the plan. It's not on Halloween on the 30th because I do go trick-or-treating and stuff every year. So it just all depends on scheduling.
And I want to say this on here because I want this to be our Halloween film. I want it to be Halloween Kills.
No, I want to, once again, Halloween Kills is one of those movies I want us to go see first because we could end up hating it and not wanting to react to it because we didn't gel with it or whatever.
I want it to be a Halloween film. I want it to be a Michael Myers movie. It doesn't have to be Kills then. We can do Rob Zombie's Halloween, the unrated one. We could do that kind of thing. I feel like that would be something interesting.
I don't know. We'll talk about it. We will talk about it. He could also choose that for his horror film.
Oh, no. I already chose mine. You already agreed to it and shook on it.
I agreed on it and shook on it?
Yeah, mine's The Conjuring too, because I'm dumb.
Oh. Well, I mean, you can choose whatever you want. You don't technically...
No.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. The Conjuring 2 will happen at some point this month. I chose this one, so maybe it'll be the next movie we react to.
Maybe you'll get it out of me before I go home.
I will, for sure.
That one you don't want to waste with me being on the other side.
The plan is to have 4, but if we do a bonus one for Halloween, like a bonus commentary, there will be 5. It all just depends on how it all works.
November is going to be different. I don't know what we're going to do yet for November.
Yep, but we're only talking about October. That's just a little bit of a guess. If you guys don't know how this works now, we have changed it just a little bit. On the podcast, we're going to be announcing the date and the movie that we're watching that week.
Yes.
Not the week of a whole, which is why these movies could change. We're just giving you kind of an idea. Very horror-themed.
I've been thinking about, I talked about before we started doing this one, I thought about Blade 2. I think it'd be like a really good horror superhero movie because I'm definitely in the superhero vein for that a little bit.
So we will see. We have A Quiet Place Part 2, which you still haven't seen.
I still need to see.
There's a lot of options, a lot of great ones that have come out this year, like just in general. And the beautiful thing about horror films is they're short. We also had a slight idea of doing something a little bit extended, tiny bit longer.
I thought about that, and I like your idea, but I feel like that'd be like a ringing in the New Year kind of thing. Like we get together on New Year's Eve.
I do something every year for New Year's Eve.
Then we do it for New Year's Day. We ring in the New Year with a long commentary. Like you get to pick because it's close to your birthday.
We will talk about it. We'll figure it out.
Podcasts on look for possibly Sunday. Definitely Sunday. We'll be having our Venom 2 non-spoiler, and if anything implication happens during that movie, we'll be talking about it afterwards. Yeah.
All right, go. Zachary, you want to do anything else wrong?
Huh?
Yeah, you want to do the outro?
I'll do the outro.
That was
weird. As always, guys, make sure to look out for your audio podcast wherever you find them. Oscar season. Emmys are done, so we'll see if we do anything for those. Probably Oscars and over Emmys.
Yeah, probably not Emmys this year. Just because we took an extended break. I like doing nominees and winners.
Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We'll see like trailer reactions, movie reactions, podcasts. Whatever you guys want to see, they'll be here. Audio-wise, you always get commentaries and breakdowns of all the award shows going on throughout the year proper in 2022.
Yep. And Zachary always has a nice little tune.
You know, I'm kind of bummed after this movie. So my outro bump's going to be bum, ba, bum, bum.